is Martina, and I'm Best Day Event Director. Today we have here Rachel Alter. She's a global product lead, Amazon DSP from Aleph Holding. Rachel, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you
Yes,
for
we
having
are.
me.
We are also really happy to have you here, and even more excited to see you soon live on stage at Best Day event. But before we see you live at stage at Best Day event, we have prepared a couple of questions for you. Can you please tell us a little bit more also about yourself? As far as I know, you have more than 2 decades of experience in digital marketing. And can you tell us how has this evolution of programmatic advertising shaped your approach to helping brands in tourism and hospitality to thrive on platforms like Amazon DSP?
Yeah, thank you. So thank you for having me. And yeah, my name is Rachel Alter, and like you said, without giving away my age, I have been around in this digital advertising space for quite some time. It's already 2 decades actually. And I have been in Amazon, let's say I've been working with Amazon for the past 3 years through Aleph Holding. And beforehand, I've worked on pretty much almost all of the advertising platforms. So, like I said, I have a lot of experience pretty much from the birth of digital marketing. And so I've been seeing a lot of coming and going of many digital platforms and players in my time and in this space. So it's given me kind of like a wide perspective about the advertising industry, and that it's very, very fast changing. And, I think the main issues that it's always been trying to solve is kind of the problems in efficiency and, of course, how you grow and your digital growth and the measurability. So I think nowadays, maybe 20 years into this whole kind of like growth of the digital world and the digital advertising, we can see that the technologies and the algorithms in a lot of the advertising platforms, they've made a lot of improvements from what I remember back in the day in the very beginning. And where we're seeing, success, and where we're seeing companies that really, really thrive on these platforms is with brands that I think really wholeheartedly grasp what these technologies have to offer, or what these developments have to offer in regards to how to keep their data, how to keep everything very connected, how to associate the attributions of the different campaigns that they're doing in one place, and of course then also providing how to measure them how to measure them on the basis of what each campaign is actually doing. So all of the campaigns that pretty much handle on one hand very well the technology stacks that are available for them, and they've kept everything pretty much connected. They strive very well, but and this is something that I've seen also that does not change, even though the technologies change, is that the core aspect never changes, and that is that advertising and marketing, it's a very human experience. And like our languages, or what motivates us, what excites our customers, and where we're actually choosing to hang out, and the new things that are out there, those are things that stay the same. People want to be excited. They want to see something fresh. They want to see things that motivate us. So the companies that kind of combine both of these worlds, you could say, and in one hand, they have a very strong tech uh, connected stack, and they're measuring things very well. But on the other hand, they are very, very personal, and they use these tools to remain very personal with their customers. Then I think that that is like the best of both of the worlds. And that's where I see, companies really succeed is their ability to still remain very personal, even though there's this kind of digital divide. So the way that I would probably advise my hospitality and tourism clients is that on one hand, that they're using the data that they know about their clients. They are using, the information about the different, events or where their client is, let's say in the kind of in their marketing, let's say, world, and they personalize messages out to their clients on a very personal level. So
And
that's kind
you
of
and you help them during that process to understand all those data and how to have the best use of it.
absolutely. So yeah, so where Amazon can come in is that on one hand, you have the tools to kind of excite your client because you have different, full kind of experiential advertising formats where you can really kind of show your case study or show your offering in a very lifestyle-y way, in a very impressive way, in an excitable way. So you have that on one hand. Then you also have some very kind of tangible advertising formats that kind of request a call for action. So they kind of bring your client closer to like closing and closer to where you want to see them, maybe in bookings and in kind of like maybe signing up to different VIP offers. And then if you can combine both of these together in a very kind of knowledgeable way where you could see all of these funnels in one place and you get a full picture, then you can make very good educational analysis and very educational marketing campaigns that really bring your objectives together.
And today, when we have in tourism and hospitality, let's say guests that would really like to have a personal experience on a different levels, also through the digital platforms, not only before they arrive, but even when they are at the destination, at the hotel, at the venue. What unique advantages does Amazon DSP offer to tourism and hospitality brands looking to stand out in this crowded digital advertising landscape?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think that I'm gonna now maybe like burst some kind of bubbles or how people often think about Amazon. So I think that a lot of people, when you think about Amazon, and maybe this changes from different places in the world, but oftentimes people assume that Amazon is just an e-commerce platform because they recognize the name from, the popular e-commerce site Amazon.com, where people go and, they buy different products from around the world. But actually, Amazon ads, the whole advertising ecosystem of Amazon is the third largest advertising platform in the world. So that's after like Google and that is after Meta, but it is that number three over there. So it has a lot of products that not many people even know about and are within their collection of advertising products and things like Alexa, which that's an Amazon product, and Fire TV and Fire Tablet, which are smart devices that Amazon creates, and they're household names in many different areas. They are incorporated into what is considered Amazon ads. In addition to that, there's the hugely massive entertainment channels such as Prime Video, which is a streaming channel, which is, by the way, larger than Netflix in what it is in ad support and reach. But they also have Twitch, which is like a number one influencer streaming platform for the younger generation, like the Gen Zs and the millennials, as well as they have the Amazon Music and they have Audible. And all of these are and IMDb, which is another kind of website that not many people kind of all connect them, but they're all under what is the owned and operated platforms of Amazon. And they are all ad supported, just to name, a portion of the ones that are in Amazon. So really, you have this huge kind of ecosystem of what is an Amazon United products. And all of these are accessible under what is called the Amazon DSP. So all of this sits and lives under Amazon ads and is accessible to through Amazon DSP. And so when you are looking to kind of stand out in the digital landscape, first of all, you have to understand that Amazon is one of a big portion of the digital landscape. It is where our clients and your clients and everybody's clients sits. And because Amazon is in people's lives in so many different platforms, there is a lot that where we could reach our clients in different modes that they are in, but it is also a lot of information that we know about people because they are logged in and they are in a first party. They have to log in to be on these platforms. So there's a lot that we know about them and is interconnected between all these platforms. So it's really a very big ecosystem for advertising and for marketing.
Yes, I would also maybe add that quite often, maybe most of us are not even aware of all of the Amazon products. We know them by name, but maybe we are not aware that it is under the Amazon's ownership.
Exactly.
And you worked across Rachel 23 markets. And what trends or behaviors you have noticed in how travelers engage with digital advertising globally? And how can tourism brands better adapt to those trends?
Yeah, so I think what we've seen from the different advertising clients that we have and the different campaigns that we have, um, on the most basic level, I think that being on mobile devices or having your message kind of out into mobile devices is very important. And a lot of companies, I mean, I would assume that most of them are there, but just to kind of make sure, a lot of travelers or people who are kind of on the go or going to be on the go are digital mobile first environment. So I think that if you haven't yet adapted to be in this medium, there has to be a kind of like the adoption of this in your kind of marketing and in your advertising space. So that is kind of a one important aspect that we've seen. Another thing is that each market is its own and it is kind of addressed and it should be very personal and appropriated according to who is that market, what is their mindset, what do they look for, and what language, etc. The way that I would market maybe to somebody in let's say in the industry, in somebody in let's say in Slovenia and maybe somebody in Germany or in Italy or any other country, it is very specific to them. What they would consider is different and specific to them. Maybe their vacation times are specific to them or their holiday times are specific to them, etc. So I think that when you have this whole global world and there are so many different markets, and you are kind of looking to invest in bringing many different people from different markets inwards to your brand, you have to really allocate your messaging to what is appropriate and what is appropriate for that
You
market.
also help with allocation of and choosing the appropriate messaging to a specific market.
Yeah, I mean, of course, for sure. I mean, we've had clients that, let's say, are in hospitality chains, such as like Leonardo, which is a client of ours that runs in a couple of markets within Europe with their hotel chain. And oftentimes there are different campaigns that they go out at different times in the year, according to, in the winter time, we want to, if they're kind of reaching out to specific clients in a market that maybe is towards like the Christmas season, and you want to show like the different attractions that are available in the region where where your hotel is, then you want to speak of maybe the different attractions that are available and kind of influence, or let's say excite your clients about that. But also, let's say, you have a you have a hotel chain that's sitting in a region that is more for people that travel for their work. Then the language in that, and the way that you are showing your properties are more geared towards the business traveler, and the things that you are gonna show or kind of advertise it speaks more towards the business traveler who, what they're looking for is maybe the connectivity, that they are close to, a certain maybe working hub, that they have maybe conference rooms, and all of that. And that would be different, of course, than marketing to somebody who, the hotel is located in a beautiful beachfront location. So
Yes,
it's all very, very different.
yes, definitely. And here we comes to the point where we are all aware that in tourism and hospitality, we have a huge amount of data. And then when you combine it with the amount of data that you have it on another side, um, it's quite obvious that most of the businesses still sometimes struggle with effectively targeting the right audience. You just mentioned some of the strategies and tools that could be applied, but is there something else you would like to recommend, or you prefer to recommend to your clients in a way that they campaign drive meaningful results?
Yeah, absolutely. So you touched on it that um, so yeah, there are so many different unique experiences to your audience, and a lot of us we know about what our facilities do, and we know a lot about our audiences. So we recommend, of course, our clients to use this data, like you said, and to use your data, but also use data readily available out there, to connect the dots and to appropriate the messages at different times, so that you're reaching on different multiple advertising levels. If you want to, on one hand, remain top of mind, to, let's say, maybe a family that is ready to book a big, their summer holidays, but they haven't yet approached it, or they're not yet there, but you're building up to that season. Then you want to know how to reach those specific audiences that are going to be trained to come to your area, to come to your hotel, to come to your facility. So that is on one hand. And you want to also, when somebody is actively looking, because you have those data points, and to be able to then drive some actionable call for action type of advertising, so that you can actually kind of close them and close those dots together, and have bookings towards that time.
And you have a huge amount of business experience, but let's talk now just a little bit on your personal level, on your personal experiences. Is there a travel experience or any hospitality brand campaign that inspired you, on a personal level or on a business level?
Yeah, I think that's a nice question. That's a good question. On a personal level, I'm like very much you're likely to find me in a tent on a mountain somewhere or in some kind of like a boutique luxury hotel in some beautiful private beach, hopefully. I mean, that's my two loves. And equally, I'd be happy to be at both. But I could certainly say that from the unique experiences that I think, experienced lately, I would say that I was like, let's say I was traveling for work and I had an extra day that I had to spend in some big city, and I found some small boutique hospitality company that was 100% staffless. This was the first time I've ever experienced this, and everything was very kind of technology driven. They provided like the clean, a very safe, and actually quite luxurious experience without me actually meeting anybody within the premises. So if it started from kind of like, being just very, very digital and getting all of the messages to my phone and being able to open the door through that, and having all of the necessary stuff that I need that was personal to me already waiting for me. It was a fresh kind of eye-opening way of seeing how an additional way that hospitality can be, which is, you don't have a warm face necessarily, but you definitely feel it from the surroundings and how personalized of a welcome that I received, even though it was totally kind of, not personal. There wasn't a staff necessarily waiting, but I felt it through the digital space, through the technology that was all around me. So I think that was an interesting and new and fresh experience that I think is probably going to be growing just because it probably makes sense, around the business way of kind of, looking at it. But that was fresh. Yeah, and I think
There are lots of different thoughts on experiences like that. I just know that at the best day we will have some presentation on similar topics, some research, some university research. So it would be amazing to hear both sides, so the scientific side and your as a guest experience side as well.
yes.
And thank you very much, Rachel, for all the details. It seems like we could now talk for hours because the topic is so interesting and with so many insights and possibilities. I learned some new things today, and thank you very much for that. And I'm sure that our audience at the Best Day event will learn even more. And we have the possibility to get in touch directly with you and to answer some of the questions that will pop up at the event. Rachel, thank you one more time for being here. I'm really looking forward to having you and seeing you in person at the Best Day event.
Thank you. Thank you, Martina. I enjoyed this very, very much. So I look forward to coming.
Yes, we are all looking forward to the event, to all the content that we all have prepared. So, and thank you, our audience, for watching us, and see you at the Best Day event on 27th and 28th of February in Zagreb.